Hello folks, and welcome to this Half Watch Tuesday review of the Horage Array watch. This comes after the Half Watch Tuesday live review with Horage. So thank you to Andy and Landon for being great co-hosts and also giving us time with their watches. For those of you who do not know Horage, they are a Swiss company formed in 2008. At that time, they found that it was going to be difficult to source ETA movements, so they, instead of trying to find these movements from other companies, embarked on a process of developing their own. And in 2015, they released the K1 movement in their Omnium watch. The K1 movement is ubiquitous across their range in watches that cost from €2,100 up to €3,900 for the Rotor, which was a finalist in this year's GPHG Challenge category. The guys were very kind in sending us the three different colorways, from the very fashionable and unisex white to the more sporty grey, and the one that is my personal preference, which is the black. Straight off the bat, the watches came shipped with these very nice leather straps, which are a high quality, but I swapped it out for this grey and black NATO strap, which I thought gave the watch a much more casual vibe. You'll see instantly the absence of a dial. And this was very purposeful by Horage to show off the movement. You see that there's quite a big chapter ring with the seconds and minutes hands touching it appropriately, and an appropriate sized hour hand. And what also steps out is a very nice big date complication, which is just a joy to watch, click over, and something that you don't see in this price range at all. Of course, you see the logo, the date window, and the power reserve indicator on the front. And if I just tilt, you will see that actually they are etched into the back of the sapphire crystal, which I think is a really classy touch. The watch is 39mm in diameter, a very wearable 46.1 lug to lug, and only 10.6 millimeters in height. You have radial brushing around the professional bezel, polished lugs, and again brushing again on the side. You see that these lugs taper down nicely. Another thing about the faces, you see handmade is written as opposed to Swiss made, and this signifies the amount of actual human work that goes into making these watches. They could easily write down Swiss made in this here, but they thought that they would just show off their capabilities just a little bit more by doing that. You have a crown at 3 o'clock. Hand winding on this crown is just so smooth, probably smoother than any of the watches that I own, on par with probably my Blacklight GMT, I would say. It's very, very smooth, very, very nice to use. You pop it out once for the date, you pop it out all the way to get hacking and hand winding. So if I pop this on the wrist, what is very nice about the NATO strap that comes with the watch is that it is of a reasonably short length. So as you will see, there is not much in the way of flappage at the end of it, and I think that keeps everything looking very, very neat. The watch sits really nice on my 6.5 inch wrist. It's not too tall, it doesn't dig in, and it looks great. It's a difficult watch to classify. I wouldn't call it a dress watch because of the number of complications on it and the fact that it doesn't have the dial, but it works really well with a shirt, but also it works fantastic casually as well, although I couldn't classify it as a tool watch. You would think that this watch doesn't have great lume, but actually sitting beside the other two tool watches on my bedside table at night, I actually find that this had better lume than those and actually lit up very well, and I posted the story on the Half Watch Tuesday just to show that. The going on to the movement itself, if I show you on this, you can see that it has a rotor with a Matterhorn design, and again a brush surface which is reasonably industrial and very, very neat. This is a silken escapement, which at the price point at which they're offering it is very, very difficult to come by. All done in-house, all engineered in-house, hits 65 hours of power reserve. The guys in the video did not tell us a service interval, and they were also kind of saying that in terms of a service, they will service whatever needs fixed and get the watch back to you, and hopefully keeping a cost to a minimum. The movement itself, they classify as a modular movement, and they say it has 18 different functions in it, and it also allows to keep the movement nice and slim. These watches are available for $2,300. I think it's a really compelling package for the price of it. These are probably aimed at people who are enthusiasts, so this may not be the first watch in your collection, but it might be the watch that you get whenever you have matured in your tastes and want to have something that is a little bit more of a conversation starter, something that has a bit more of a story to it, and something that is a bit more unique and individual, especially if you're wanting to get involved in that enthusiast sphere. Again, a massive thanks to Horage Watches, Andy and Landon, for being great co-hosts and giving us time with these watches. We think that in 2020 you'll hear a lot more about these timepieces going forward. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think. If anyone's watching this here, give us a few comments. You can subscribe if you like. But most importantly, hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday. All the best. Bye now.